Hi fellow Django developers, Hezekiah here from alwaysdjango.com, where we discuss interesting Django topics that helps you grow, improve as a Django developer. So if that sounds interesting, like, comment, share this video with anyone you feel will like this video, will find this video interesting. Let's get into it. So today we are going to look at how to style Django forms with Django crispy form, right? If you have used Django forms, you know how basic Django forms look, just normal input tags. That's how it looks with Django. So but with crispy forms we can make them look better, right? That's the target of this video, to make you learn how to use Django crispy forms to style your Django forms. So I have a graphics here that lists out, you should have already seen it. I have a graphics here that lists out steps you can follow to use Django crispy forms on your Django forms, right? They say the first step is install Django crispy forms. Second step is include it in your project's installed application. Third step is specify crispy form template package. Fourth step is load and use Django crispy forms, right? So already I have a project here, I have a simple project on with Django. So it's from our Django generic view playlist. I'll also leave a link to the playlist in the description. So in this particular, we already set up using create view with Django generic create view. If you want to learn how to use generic views, create view to be specific, I will leave a link to it in the description also. The video should be popping up if you are watching on YouTube. The video should be popping up somewhere on your screen right now, so that you can look at it and learn how to use generic views in Django. Create view generic view in Django. The playlist link should also be in the description, so that you can go check it out. So if I run my server right now, my server is on. If I run my server right now, this is what we have, right? This is a simple form in Django. This is what we have. So even with Bootstrap already loaded into this template, this is how it looks. Very basic and not attractive, right? And that's my duty now, to teach you how to make it beautiful with Django crispy forms, right? So the first step is install Django crispy forms, obviously. So I already have Django crispy forms documentation page opened here. So the first step, the installation code is pip install Django crispy form. I'll leave it in the description, so you can come here, copy it, go to your terminal, open your command line, enter. So for me, it should say requirement already satisfied, because I already installed this. But if you do yours, it should unpack, download and install, right? So after that, second step, that's the first step done. Second step, we say include it in the project's installed application, right? So if you go back here in your project settings.py file, in the installed application list, you can add this crispy forms to your installed applications list. So go to your settings.py. In your installed applications list, you can add this crispy forms, right? Crispy forms, you add this to your installed application. So that's second step done. The third step, specify crispy forms template package. Like we know, right, when we want to style a web application, we have different frameworks for CSS framework for styling, right? We have Bootstrap, we have Tailwind, we have uniforms, we have foundation, we have material, a lot of them, right? So with crispy forms, we can also specify the template we want to use, whether we want to use Bootstrap, uniforms, we want to use Tailwind, material, etc, right? So to specify that, to say crispy form in our settings.py file, so we declare the crispy form templates package. Let's copy this crispy forms template package, come to our settings.py, we assign it, come here, we assign it. So already using uniforms, right? But there are other ones you can use. You can use uniforms, you can use Bootstrap 4, you can use Bootstrap, you can use foundation, you can use Tailwind, right? So but for this tutorial, because I already loaded Bootstrap here, I'll use Bootstrap 4 to be specific, right? You know we have Bootstrap 5, 4, but here we're going to use Bootstrap 4 because we already loaded Bootstrap 4 in our template, right? So this should be the third step. This should be the third step done. Specify crispy forms template is done. So the last step is load and use Django crispy forms in your template. So go back to the documentation. In our Django template, in our application where we want to use crispy forms, we will load crispy forms tag in our template. So we'll come to our template right here. On your first line, we'll say load crispy form tags, right? I also leave this in the description so that I can just copy these codes and use them. So we load crispy forms tag, right? After loading crispy forms tag, if I go back to my project, I reload, you can see that our project is not using crispy forms. Our form is still looking how it was, still looking basic. But to use it now, we have to specifically tell Django on these forms, we have to say, I have to add a filter. This is how you add filters on your Django template using this pipe right here, this pipeline. There should be on top of, if you are using Windows on your keyboard, it should be on top of the enter key. On top of the enter key, you should have this pipe sign. So you just press it, you just hold shift and you press that pipe sign on top of your enter key below the backspace, right? That's how you find this pipe sign. So if you add the pipe, that's you are telling Django that you want to use a filter for this tag right here. If you add the pipe, then the filter you want to use is crispy, right? You are telling Django use crispy filter for this variable to render out this variable right here. So we'll go back, we reload. You can see the difference. Obviously, it's spanning the whole page because that's what it's meant to do, right? So, and Bootstrap, if you use Bootstrap, you can use a column LG. Let's say make it 6 and use an offset of 3 to center it, right? Offset of 3. Reload. Let's reload. So we are using it, right? You can see it's looking better, right? So you can see it's looking better. So to style the button, let's say we want to style the button, we also say Bootstrap has a class called btn button. Then let's say button primary, right? Button primary. This is it, right? So already your form is looking better. It's looking very, very much better. Like it's ready. This form is ready for production. You can use it for anything you want to do. Maybe use it for a production application. This form is looking beautiful. It's better. So let me add a margin top to that button to space it out. So this is how you use crispy forms in Django. This is how you use crispy forms in Django. You can use Bootstrap. You can use uniforms. You can use foundation. You can use Tailwind. Just change your crispy template package. So this is it for me today, guys. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. Like, subscribe, share, turn on the notification to stay tuned. Have a nice day. Thank you. Peace.